So when it comes to the grip, I'm sure you've heard about making sure that you direct your pressure point through the grip and that this is solid through the shot. But today I wanted to talk about something that's not mentioned very often, if at all, and something that's really important. So when you're putting your hand in the grip, the first thing I want to mention is, yes, the pressure point is your primary area of pressure, as the name suggests, but when you place your hand into the grip, the correct way to do that is with the webbing at the top of your hand, so that webbing here, which is the pivot point of the grip. So if we relate this to the hand and the bow, the pivot point here is the throat of the bow, and the pressure point would be on the grip here. On your hand, the pivot point is the webbing of your hand, and the pressure point is the pad of your hand here. So when you locate your hand in the bow, you want to place inwards with the pivot point first, i.e. the webbing of your hand, and then position downwards with the pad, i.e. the pressure point. The key thing here is, when you place the pressure point downwards, you want to make sure that you're not overdoing it and primarily just only using that pressure point. The reason this is an issue is if, for example, you place your hand in the grip like this, and then you think, okay, I'm going to really feel my pressure point now, like this. I don't know if you can see that there, but what's happening essentially is you can see that the hand is coming away from the grip in the web part. So in the part where the throat is, you're placing your hand in, you're really feeling that pressure point, and if I exaggerate, it's coming away from the top and you're effectively healing the bow because there's too much pressure in that point. The solution to this is, yes, you want your pressure point to be the main area, but you need to balance the pressure point with the pivot point. It's not just one singular point that you do at the cost of everything else. This is perhaps the most widely kind of mistaken thing when it comes to the bow hand grip, and I haven't seen any coach talk about this as well. Everyone always says about the pressure point, but they forget to mention that there is actually still some pressure in the web of the hand and in the throat of the grip. Otherwise, you would heal the bow and you would have that horrible reaction when you release, when the bow kicks back. So if you're going to try this now when you're shooting, I'd suggest you trying, first of all, if you don't already, is to put the hand into the grip with the webbing, like this, then place downwards with the palm of the hand, but then crucially, feel the balance between the two and make sure that you have contact, a snug fit, there's no gap in either the throat or the pad. That's really crucial. And that also when you draw, when you're drawing the bow, you don't want the bow to be wobbling side to side or back and forth like this when you're drawing, because that indicates that you're not maintaining your pressure point, you're not maintaining your pivot point. So that's a really key thing. You can see that in this video here. When I'm drawing, the bow is fairly stable. Whereas if you don't maintain your pressure point stable, what you'll see is the bow will start wobbling around, maybe canting to one way, maybe the grip will start coming away, and then on release it's not going to be good as well. So that's what I wanted to mention about the pressure point. A brief interlude. If you're finding this video helpful, you'll love my Patreon content and my online video courses. Every week I make a new video, but the fourth video every time is exclusive to only my patrons. You can get access to these videos and loads more exclusive content on patreon.com/Online Archery Academy. As for the courses, these are perfect if you want to take your archery to the next level with fully guided step-by-step video lessons. I made one course for beginners specifically and one for advanced archers specifically. They cover everything you need to know to finally master your technique properly. Go to courses.onlinearcheryacademy.com to learn more and use code YouTube for 10% off at checkout. As a second little bonus thing that I wanted to mention, when you're placing your hand in the grip, make sure that the fingers here don't go past the center line of the grip. So here you can see the front of the bow. You want to make sure that your fingers don't go past the center line like this and wrap around the bow. The reason this is super important is it's virtually impossible, almost impossible for you to wrap your fingers around past the center line and then still get a good position of the hand and the pressure through the thumb. So if you do wrap your fingers like this, like I've shown, what happens is the thumb starts coming away and you start feeling like you're slipping around the edge of the grip. This is a real big cause of a lot of archers feeling like they're slipping around and they're not having that constant pressure and that solid contact. So I'd encourage you to have a look at that and make sure your fingers are slightly knuckles back and not past the center line of the bow there. So that's been a super short, quick video on the grip. I wanted to highlight that key point there because it's really important for you to realize the difference between only focusing on the pressure point and then balancing the pressure and the pivot point together and having that nice forward pressure in the bow hand. I hope you found this video useful. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.